Howdy and welcome. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenault, live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. It's Friday. Thank you. It's Friday, August 15th into Saturday, August 16th. As we gear up for yet another hot, humid weekend. I don't know about you, but I've had my fill of summer. I really have. As I've told you before many times here, uh, these are probably the worst my allergies have ever been. I've just been the last 3 months. I have been just like miserable, but you probably don't want to hear about that. Anyway, the last week of this month looks like it'll be more seasonal. I'm seeing highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. That's fine. Seems like I've been running the AC all summer. Anyway, as you saw in the headline, the penalties for the Michigan Wolverines have been handed out. We'll get to that. I think we'll save that for last. I think we'll do baseball first. Little Tigers. But first, let's do our sponsor obligations. And I apologize. I've got to get in to see Mr. Bob Flynn next week at Beck Chevrolet and get some fresh copy. We've still got a couple of weeks of summer left yet, especially the Labor Day holiday weekend. A lot of people travel on that weekend. They make that their last trip of the summer. That segues into what I'm about to tell you right now. If you're planning on hitting the road this summer, maybe for one last time over Labor Day weekend, make your first stop, Frank Beck Chevrolet, and let Beck Service Pros make sure your vehicle is ready for any trip. Okay. Get in there and Beck's can check all of the belts, hoses, electrical connections to make sure there are no surprises waiting. Let them also check the brakes, the tires, pardon me, especially the cooling and air conditioning units. Have them top off all the fluids. Like I said, check the tires, and there you go. You're ready to go. So whether your vacation plans are near or far around this great state or country of ours, make sure your vehicle can make that trip safely. Call the service department at Beck's at 517-849-2886 to make your appointment, or stop in at Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and follow them on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy drive Southern Michigan, and of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the number one Chevrolet selling dealer in our immediate tri-state area. Water. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. 517. Boy, pardon me. As you can see, I'm really battling this. I just hope I don't start sneezing here. So 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As I said, in Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12. Apparently, there's a lot going on in that area. That's why I kind of avoided that the last several weeks. But I'm being told they're undergoing a facelift there. I think it's an MDOT project. I got sidetracked. Barrett Insurance, M99, US 12. Downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Another bad outing for Derek Scooble last night. Bad for him. Yeah, it was a quality start. Okay, it was a quality start. But bad for him. Relinquishing 3 runs, I believe it was in the 4th inning. That's not good. And he's given up a lot of home runs lately, too. He walked some batters, didn't get a whole lot of strikeouts. His last 2 or 3 outings, he has not looked as invincible as he has most of last year and this year. Is the summer finally caught up with him? Has he thrown too many innings? You see something like this. For me, a pitcher like Scooble, who has not been nearly as effective lately, I kind of get to worrying like, well, one of two things. As I just said, Are all the innings he's pitched finally getting to him? Or maybe in a worst case scenario than that, does he have some kind of an injury or something ailing him? No. His next start will be at home next week against the Astros when the Tigers get back. We'll see where they go from there. Again, I mean, they've got 3 more games left in Minneapolis. If they can take 2 of the next 3, they got Charlie Morton going tonight, Casey Mize tomorrow, and Chris Paddock on Sunday. If they can win 2 of the next 3, that would be their 3rd straight series win. If they just play 500 ball the rest of the way, they'll win 90 or 91 games. I don't think at this point Cleveland would have to really not lose many games the rest of the way in order to catch them. Observations about last night, I thought the defense was very good. And the bullpen was good. Bullpen didn't give up. Bullpen's been very good this week. Tyler Holt has finally turned it around, and it looks to me like, for whatever reason, Will Vest is much more effective in the 9th inning than he is the 8th. In other words, he's been a lot better in the 9th inning. He has been pitching the 8th. Doesn't seem to matter much to Carl Finnegan. So I think for the time being, you'll see Finnegan in the 8th and Vest in the 9th. However, last night when they went to extra innings, and they've got Rafael Montero warming up at the bullpen, I didn't have a very good feeling about that. He came in last night, got the win. He was actually pretty effective. So, bullpen is looking good right now. It's just too bad that they didn't they didn't give up one of their catchers at Erie right now and another lower seed prospect for David Bednar. Because if you had both Bednar and Finnegan to go with this bullpen, no, I think it would be a World Series type bullpen. I really do, especially since Bednar is signed through next year. That's too bad, but I mean, look, hopefully Rafael Montero can take Tommy Cantley's place in the bullpen. Say a prayer at night. You say the Lord's Prayer. Please, God, deliver us from Tommy Cantley. Please. The guy is simply totally ineffective. And I really can't explain that either. But the changeup, when you throw one pitch. Anyway. So, as I said, Charlie Morton goes tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night's game starts at 7 o'clock, and it's on Fox. It's a nationally televised game on Fox tomorrow night. So, boy, we're going to get through this. I just got to keep the water going. I apologize for this, but it is what it is. In fact, it's a football baseball doubleheader tomorrow on Fox. You've got the Lions at 1 on Fox 47, and then you've got the Tigers at 7 tomorrow. So, one more thing about baseball. Tigers right now, what are they? They're 71-52 right now. Look, if they can just win 2 of the next 3 and come home, it would have been a successful road trip, I mean, they won 2 out of 3 in Chicago. If they can win 3 out of 4 in Minneapolis and come back 5-2 on this 7-game trip, I'll take that. One last thing, too, before we get out of baseball. A couple of different things here. Eugenio Suarez, who a lot of people wanted the Tigers to acquire him at the trade deadline. What's he done with the Mariners so far? In 48 trips to the plate, Atlanta, when I checked his stats this morning, he was 6 for 48. That's about a 124 batting average. with 1 home run, and his OPS is 380. Not very good. No. Uh, and I kind of had a hunch that a player his age wouldn't be able to keep up the pace that he was hitting at the first 4 months of the season. So far, he's done nothing for the Mariners. I don't recall what prospects they had to give up to get him, but he just hadn't been very good. Period. Also, too, we'll talk about this tomorrow morning with Andy from 9 to 10 here on WCSR. Another thing, Jim Bowden, former Major League General Manager with the rights for now Baseball for the Athletic, which is a national publication, had a story this morning. He was spot on last offseason when he said that he didn't think, he thought that the Tigers, this was before Alex Bregman had signed with anyone, he thought the Tigers had the best offer on the table. He didn't think Bregman particularly wanted to come here, though. I don't know if that was the case or not. He ended up taking the deal with the Red Sox, a 3-year deal with an opt-out after every season. Look, Bowden thinks he's going to opt out after this season and become a free agent again. And he thinks the Tigers should make another bid to get him. He's 31 right now. He's 31. So what would you rather do? Offer Alex Bregman a lucrative 4-year deal at the age of 31? That would solve a lot of problems at third base, wouldn't it? Or make an attempt at the end of the season when Gleyber Torres becomes a free agent. Make him an offer. He's 28. He's been a godsend. He really has been, and he seems to like it here. I'm just wondering, at his age, whatever he does, whether he comes back to the Tigers or ends up signing for somebody else, his ship will come in this offseason. It really will, and he's been. We knew he was good when they signed him. I didn't think he was going to be this good. And actually, quite frankly, the knock on him was his defense at second base. I think it's been pretty good. So if it were up to you, what would you do? Would you rather sign Alex Bregman or make an attempt to bring Gleyber Torres back? And don't say both either. Can't do both. I haven't. If you ask me right now, I wouldn't know how to answer that. I don't think I would anyway. All right. Lions, I don't think we have to say much about them except the fact that they're on TV tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Fox 47. We'll talk more about them on Monday. Okay, let's do this, and then we'll get into the Michigan. I know I've already wasted too much time. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. The only place to go in our area for tech services. 517-610-5372, 37 Walter Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive. It's the only place to go for tech services. Anything at all, computers, flat screen TV, smart TV mounting setup. Maybe if you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, anything at all. Get in there and see them. Why? Because that's the only place in our area to go for tech services. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 517-610-5372, 37 Walford Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Auto. Get in there and tell them me and Mickey sent you, will you? Thank you. I'm going to get through this. Penalties were handed out to Michigan. Okay, we're briefly going to go through this. They include a record-breaking fine of $50,000 plus 10% of the football budget and the equivalent of 10% of their football scholarships for the 2025 season. Additionally, Michigan faces a 25% reduction in official visits for the 25-26 season, a 14-week ban on recruiting communications, 4 years probation. Head coach Sharon Moore will also face a two-year show cause order, including a 3-game suspension. Okay, so the 2 of the games were self-imposed by Moore earlier this year. Okay, so he'll be gone for weeks 3 and 4. So he'll be here for the opener at the Big House against New Mexico. And then they go down to Oklahoma to play his alma mater. Oh, pardon me. He's going to miss the next 2 games at the Big House against Central Michigan and then at Nebraska. Then Michigan has a bye week, and the week after that, he'll be back when they play Wisconsin at the Big House. Those are 2 suspensions, two games he's sitting out. But this is what I don't understand. The NCAA wants him to sit out a 3rd game next year. Why? Does that make any rhyme or reason to you? A 3-game suspension with one of the games next year. And no, I have no doubt it'll be the opening game in Frankfurt against, who are they playing? Western? I still like somebody to explain to me why Michigan is playing Western Michigan next year in Frankfurt, Germany. I don't know. Anyway, as I said, a 2-year show cause order. A 2-year show cause order. Well, what is a show cause order? I'll be as simple as I can about that. A show cause order means a coach cannot take another job at another school and automatically be absolved of any of his wrongdoings. In other words, regardless of whether or not he stays or leaves, he still has to take his medicine, so to speak. A show cause means the school that he would go to would have to go before the committee and show cause for why he shouldn't sustain his penalties. No. So you can't just move to another school and rid yourself of any of the suspensions or fines that have been imposed on you. That's as simple as I can put that. Jim Harbaugh got a 10-year show cause. Obviously, he'll never coach at college again. Sharon Moore, he got a 2-year. Connor Stallions got 8-year show cause. Denard Robinson, I believe, former coach and player, got a 3-year show cause. Am I missing anybody? Chris Partridge, who was the linebackers coach at Michigan for several years when Harbaugh was here, whose name has been, you might say, defamed the last couple of years, has been exonerated. He's out in Seattle now with Mike McDonald. He's the outside linebackers coach out there. The investigation said he did nothing wrong. He's been totally exonerated. So anything else we missed here? The $50,000 fine and initial fine levied by the NCAA. Loss of postseason revenue. Okay, so they don't have to forfeit any games that they won or the championship a couple of years ago or trophies or anything like that. But while they can participate in postseason games, they will not get any revenue from that for the next 2 seasons. Now, loss of revenue sharing from postseason competition for the 2025 and 2026 season. Recruiting restrictions, a reduction of official visits, and ban on recruiting communications. As I said, a 4-year probation period for the program. Show cause order suspension. I already mentioned that for Sharon and the rest of the guys that got the show cause. And again, I think I explained that to you as best I could. Was it enough? I guess if you're anti-Michigan, you thought maybe they should have got the death penalty. I don't expect Jim Harbaugh to say anything about this or make any comments. We'll talk more about this tomorrow morning, I'm sure, with Andy and Jed on Timeout from 9 to 10 here locally. WCSR 92.1 FM. That's going to do it for us. I'll talk to you all again on Monday. Have yourselves a great weekend. Don't forget the show tomorrow morning with Andy. I'm sure we'll be discussing a lot of this from 9 to 10 here on WCSR 92.1 FM. Remember, please treat each other with respect. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I can't thank you enough. Tell your friends. Stay cool and hydrated this weekend. Be safe. And like I said, I'll talk to you all again on Monday. So be sure to catch the show. And don't forget, The Lions at 1 o'clock tomorrow. The Tigers at 7, both on Fox 47. You've got a football, baseball doubleheader tomorrow. Talk to you all again on Monday. Until then, like I said, thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.